Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and here we are to talk about pricing strategy. Pricing strategy? What in the world is that? That's right, pricing strategy. Now, if you're watching this video and you're thinking of doing Airbnb, there's one thing I want you to do. Airbnb can make a lot of money. Just hang on a second. So, Beartown Coffee, people. What's Beartown Coffee, somebody asked me. Well, I'm going to wait for someone to comment before I answer that. We're here to talk about pricing strategy, and if you have an Airbnb, first of all, you own the property. You're not renting and then doing Airbnb. That's incredibly hard to do where I live and around the world. There's certain places. In the United States, it's very popular. Good luck with that. It's impossible to do where I live. Impossible. Unless you had an entire building and then kind of made it a hotel rental thing. So, how do you price strategy to get more bookings? Because bookings are down. Well, bookings are not down. There's just more competition. You've done a good job. I've been Airbnb now for officially the filming of this video for 4 years and a little bit longer. So we've made a lot of mistakes. So I want to talk about pricing strategy. One, you got your first scenario. You know Fridays and Saturdays are your biggest days. So you go, what do I price my Fridays and Saturdays? So you're ready to set this up, and Airbnb says, you know, recommended price should be $300 a night. Really? That's the recommended price? Should it be $300 a night? I don't know. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to check out others in the area that are similar to you and see what they're charging. Doesn't mean they're charging the right amount. In fact, you could look at calendars that are completely booked out and they're not making any money because they're too low in price, or they're too high in price and don't have any bookings. Remember, the person booking your place pays a fee on top of the price, and you need to take that into account in your strategy. What's the overall booking price, not what you're getting? And are you competitive? Now, I don't mean cheap. I am not, repeat, not the cheapest place to book. We are not the most expensive, but we are not the cheapest, but we are the nicest. And you know, setting up your Airbnb is really important. High quality stuff, high quality furniture, high quality everything. If you're doing cheap, you're going to charge a cheap price. But this is about strategy. Does it work? Do you make more money, or do you just have more bookings? Well, are you in a place that has consistent booking year-round? No. Most places are not consistent bookers year-round. Even Hawaii. You want to go to Hawaii in July and August and September? Pick and choose where you want to go, because it's not very nice there. Well, I mean, it's Hawaii, but I mean, it's really hot. So, what are you going to do? So, scenario number one, let's say Friday and Saturday are your best days, and you're getting $300 a night for those nights. And you go, okay, well, I'm going to get $300 a night, and I know I'm going to get $300 a night because I've been doing it for 4 years, and I'm going to get $300 a night. Am I going to get that year round? No. Say you're in a resort place, and or a place that has a peak season and a low season. So this is peak season. I'm going to get that $300 no problem. So, but I'm a 2-night booker or a 3-night booker. You know, you could say 7 nights. Watch your calendar drop off if you're doing 7 nights. But anyways, what do I do? So, let's say Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays aren't booked very much. Thursdays kind of booked. Fridays and Saturdays absolutely booked. Sundays are iffy, but they're usually booked. So you do $300 all the nights? Well, here's the strategy. You divide it up and you say, on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I'm going to put a lower price. So I'm going to put hundreds in there. And my overall whole week, if I do $300 a night for 7 nights, it's $2,100. Woohoo! A week. Are you okay with that based on what the place costs, knowing you're going to have vacancy in the wintertime? For me, absolutely vacancy in the wintertime. But this is my peak season. This is my summer season. Let's use pricing strategy. Everyone's got it. Oh, well, I want my $2,100 a week. But I'm not a 7-day, if I do 7-night bookings, well, I tried this. You don't get very many bookings because a lot of people don't want 7. They want 5 and 4 and 3s. So then I go, okay, well, I know my weekends are always booked. Maybe I should put my weekends up to $450. And then lower Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday down to a lower price. Or maybe I should just keep it at $300 for every day of the week, knowing it's the summertime, July and August. It's my peak season. If someone's going to stay, they're paying $300. Otherwise, I'm not letting someone stay for $100 a night in the middle of summer. What? Or $200 a night when I'm usually charging $300 a night. Is that a smart thing to do? Or do I do 100, 125, then 150, 175, 300, 300, 175? Or do I do a version of that? Well, let me tell you. This strategy works in the off season. The shoulder seasons, I call them, and the off season in the wintertime. I'm not a resort, palm tree Airbnb-er. I live in Alberta, Canada, and my Airbnbs get minus 40-degree weather. Okay? But we get skiers. We get summer people. We get stampeders. People going to the Calgary Stampede for 10 days. Oh, that's, you charge a certain price for those 10 days compared to the rest of the year. Let me tell you, those are $1,000 a night stays. And you'll be booked because the city just fills up. But the rest of the time, what do? Well, 300. I need the 300 over the summertime. Otherwise, my Airbnb is not going to make money. I'm going to give you an example. I know one side of my face is kind of dark because the light turned off and, well, it's just the way it goes. We did this. So, our Airbnb, the Lighthouse, in the summertime, we charge $325 a night. And then you got your extra fees on top. It is a 4-bedroom house, fully decked out. Okay? 5-burner barbecue, a big deck, a nice yard, a fire pit, all those kinds of things. No, we do not have a hot tub, and no, we will not be putting a hot tub in. And it's not about money. Everyone says, up your amenities. Well, really? You have to clean that hot tub. You have to maintain that hot tub. And that takes time and money. You are not going to go from $325 a night to $425 a night. 7 days a week. You are just not. The market won't bear it where people are doing this. You have to take a look at the amenities that you're putting in, and will the market bear it? Can you get that price in the market that you're Airbnb-ing? Are there Airbnbs at $1,000 a night? And are they booked? And if they are, then make the investment. Just remember, your cleaning fees and everything are going to go through the roof. And if you're going to put a hot tub in, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of cost to maintaining a hot tub. And more importantly, it's not about just maintaining. When a guest comes in and they open that lid, it better be perfect. Otherwise, no 5-star review. So if you adjust your prices, what happens? Well, let's say you're a 3-night minimum booking or 2-night minimum booking. If you take single night bookings, don't do this. I'm just telling you right now, do not do this. If you do single nights, don't. Because your low end bookings, they'll take your hundreds and 25s and you will never get booked on the more expensive nights. You just won't. So, this is what happened to us. We decided to tweak the pricing during our peak times to make sure July and August were full. Because right now in 2023, we are not full. We do have 20 of the days in July booked, and we do have 14 of the days in August booked, but we're not full. And everyone says, well, you should reduce those prices on those other days. No. I am not reducing the prices because Airbnb in 2023, a lot of last minute bookings. I mean, a week before. And then they book. Well, there's no 3 months in advance happening. This is what it was like at the beginning, by the way, before the pandemic came. Anyone that was doing this 4 or 5 years ago knows this. That it was always 30 days, maybe bookings, last minute bookings. People think they want to do something. Boom, they go on Airbnb and book it. Airbnb's making lots of money. Their quarterly report just came out. Read it. You'll understand. Yes, there's more competition. Yes, people ran out and bought properties, started Airbnb because of the pandemic, people staying local. So there's tons of them all over the place. It never existed before. So compete, get your customers. Pricing strategy though, very important. So during the peak season, this is the one I pick right here. Number 2. If you live in an area that has peak season and low season, and you know, if you have an Airbnb in an area that's like that, that has and when I mean peak and low, I mean you're going to get 300 a night in the peak, and in the low you're going to get 100. And you don't go any low. You could do $10, you still won't get booked. It's because nobody's going there. You don't go. You have a base price. You never go below. And Airbnb will push your price down for you, and they'll send you notices to push your price down. There's just no bookings in the area. You're not going to get booked, and if you do get booked, why would you book at that low of a price? The wear and tear is just disgusting. It's better not to get the money. At the end of the day, that booking loses you money. Why would you take a booking that loses you money? It's better just to stay empty. I'd rather have no booking than have a booking that costs me money, especially if there's any damage at all. Oh my Lord, low-end bookings are terrible. So, your strategy during peak season should be a consistent price every day and do not adjust it. Otherwise, you get what happened to us. We did this $450 a night Fridays and Saturdays instead of $325 like we do. And then when Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays weren't getting booked. Thursday sometimes, Sunday sometimes. So we did 300 on Sunday and 300 on Thursday. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, nobody was booking them. Nobody. So we lowered the price to 200 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I thought, whoa, this is pretty good. You know what ended up happening? Everything got booked but our Fridays and Saturdays. And by the way, when you have a 2-night booking minimum, right? All they can get is Friday, Saturday. They want 3. Most want 3. If they take Friday and Saturday, they want Sunday. So then what happens? Our low-end booking days got booked and our high-end booking days didn't get booked. That was not good. So when that started to happen, July started to fill up like that, I immediately changed the pricing and we didn't have any bookings. Personally speaking, changing the price after you got half the month booked, I think is wrong. Everyone's paying $325 and then now you're going to reduce the others so you can get those days booked. They're not getting the discount. I have a problem with that. Because, all those people are going to phone. They're going to check the calendar and say, well, I'll cancel, move into those days. Anyways, that's a whole other story. But your variable pricing in your peak times, don't do it. Pick a competitive price and stick to it. You'll get your bookings. 4 years of that, and we get our bookings. If we're a little too high, we know it. And we just reduce the whole time. If I should be $275 a night, I'll do $275 a night all the nights, and the calendar will fill up. But I'm not going to do $450 on Fridays and Saturdays to make up for what I give up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, because you still want the $2,100. You put the money in, you deserve it. You work hard. So there's your pricing strategy, and you're thinking, oh, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to boil it down to 3 ways to do it. 1, a consistent price. Your peak seasons should be consistent from Monday to Sunday. Pick a price that works for you, that makes you money, and gets you booked. We all want $500 a night when you're a $300 a night place or $200 a night place. That's demand. How many people in the area have money to pay that? That's all that is. So, plain and simple, it's supply and demand. Is demand in the area? If there's lots of demand, you'll get the money. If there's very little demand, you won't. If there's lots of supply, you won't get the money. Doesn't matter what you got. You can have a pickleball court in your backyard. It isn't going to make any difference. Is there that client there that can pay that? If the answer is yes, then do a business thing. Okay? Then you have your shoulder seasons, I call, where it's kind of off peak, but it's not peak. There's bookings, but it's not winter. For me, winter, there's not a lot of bookings in winter where we have our main Airbnb. We do have another one that I don't talk about because we're not 3 years into that yet. And until we're 3 years into it, I have no idea if it's going to work because we're changing things around and doing things. We're not making money on it. We're not making money on it. But can it make money is the question in this environment. Off peak, you get into the winter. So in your peak season, consistent pricing all the time. Off shoulder season, consistent pricing except for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I leave the same, but I lower Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Remember, 2-day minimum booking. Okay? And then in the winter season, where it's not very busy, where almost every booking is 2 or 3 days, unless it's people coming to town for work or something like that. And if you have an Airbnb where work exists, construction projects, all that kind of stuff, you will get the workers if you price it right. And for those, I have Sunday to Thursday at a low price, Friday and Saturday at a higher price. What does that mean? Well, in the summertime, I charge $325 a night, which I think it might be a little too high this year. Should have been $300 maybe. In the wintertime, I'm $175 a night. Friday and Saturday, I'm $135 the rest of the days. And honestly, I'm usually Sunday to Thursday booked. And Friday and Saturday, maybe. But it's winter, it's -30, and I'm getting every week booked. And yes, I'm only getting $600 for the booking plus a cleaning fee instead of 3 times 5, which would be $1,500. So that's pretty significant. But I'm getting bookings. It's better than being vacant. So take a look at your pricing strategy. A lot of people like to do this variable pricing throughout the week, and they like to change it and change it and change it. I'm not one of those. If I have no bookings in the month, I'll play with the pricing. But if I've got bookings, I'm not playing with the pricing. I think it's rude and disgusting. If someone booked you 5 days in the middle of August at $325 a night, and you don't have any other bookings, to move all the other nights to $200, they're gonna know. In this day of technology, they're gonna know, and they're gonna want their money back. So now you lowered the price and you gave up on your booking. And a lot of people, oh no, I got cancellation. If that was me, you're gonna pay. Just as simple as that. So thank you for Airbnb pricing strategy. I know it's complicated. You got to try a couple of different things, and it takes time. And here's the kicker about this. You really don't know if it works. You put it all in there, you put it out there, and you got to wait a week before. There's a lot of short-term, people book 10 days before they come. A lot of that happens on Airbnb. Always have been that way, by the way, except for the 2 years of the pandemic. And you don't really know, so then another month goes by. But if you're into this for the long term, you figure it out. You know your peak days and your lower days, and now you have your calendar filled out, and you don't have to worry about it. You know what your costs are. I'm 4 full years in. I know what my costs are. I don't have to worry about that. So now, can I get the income to a reasonable level? And I want a 20% return on investment. I'm putting all this hard work in. I think that's reasonable. I don't need 25 like these other people and 30, 40, 50 or whatever. 20% return's fine. Anyone making a 20% return year over year or year over year, you're going to be a very happy person and very wealthy. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the future.